Yes, this is good. It's me pumping iron. Well, today's episode is all about getting the most muscular, intense, crazy pump you guys can get in the gym. We'll be talking about why the pump is important and 3 techniques on how you can achieve the most succulent, juicy pump that you can. You know how people go to the gym and the concept of getting a pump is their #1 focus. Guys especially love to get that pump, and that's what the emotional connection on training relies on. If they don't get that pump in the session, they tend to walk away feeling like the session is a useless session. It wasn't fruitful. So the pump, is it that important? What is it about the pump that people are looking for? Really, the pump that you get in your muscles is inflammation. When you are training, you are causing micro damage to your muscle itself. And when micro damage happens, the blood tends to engorge the muscle in an attempt to heal and repair whatever is being damaged. So the pump really is the process of inflammation. It's a natural process that your body diverts its attention to in order to heal the muscle itself. So the pump is actually a good thing. Most people in the gym though do multiple tons of reps to really achieve that optimal pump. Well, today I'm going to give you 3 techniques on how you can get the pump using smart training ways of maximizing muscle failure. So the first technique that we'll be talking about is a pre-fatigue and post-fatigue technique. Now, you may have come across these terms before. In fact, you may be actually doing this in the gym but not realizing it. So let's break this down to give you an idea of what a pre and a post-fatigue technique is all about. Take the example of me doing a bench press. If I'm doing a bench press, then my primary muscle that's being involved is my pecs on my chest. My secondary muscle is my triceps because I'm pressing the bar away. Now, in this particular movement, what tends to give way first tends to be the smaller secondary muscle. So in this case, my triceps may fail me. So in the process of doing a bench press, I'm not able to push the bar up because my triceps fail me. My triceps give up first. And as a result of that, I don't maximally fatigue my chest. That means my chest doesn't get the impact that it should from bench press. As a result of that, your arms may grow bigger, but your chest continues to remain small. So what do? You can either implement a pre-fatigue or a post-fatigue technique to give you the maximal contractions from the main muscle that you're focusing on. Now, in a bench press, for example, let's say I want to focus my chest. What I do is if I choose a pre-fatigue technique, I will go from firstly choosing an exercise that can isolate my chest, make sure my chest is working first, and then move into a bench press. Because my chest has already started to work, it's already warmed up, it's already moving, there is a higher tendency for my chest fibers to fatigue out while I'm doing the bench press and get the maximal benefits of the bench press itself. So a pre-fatigue technique, as an example, would be myself doing a cable crossover. And this really, in a cable crossover, is an isolation technique. That means I'm not using my triceps to press. The focus is strictly on my chest. I can also do a lying dumbbell fly where the focus is strictly on my chest or a pec deck. And then, once my chest is fatigued, then only do I move into a bench press. And when I do a bench press, essentially, as I fatigue my triceps out, my chest, which is already pre-fatigued from the isolated exercises, now gets even more fatigued. Now, this is how you can really target the muscle that is a primary muscle that may not get exhausted in an exercise. So that's an example of a pre-fatigue technique. A post-fatigue technique is exactly that the other way around. So using the same example, I might actually perform a bench press first. When I do that, my triceps may fail me and I might put the bar back. That means my chest is still not maximally fatigued. So what do? After the bench press, post bench press, I actually go perform a cable crossover or a dumbbell fly. So you see the order now is reversed. That means that I can continue to fatigue my chest out without using my triceps actively in a press. As such, I can fatigue my chest out maximally through 2 different exercises. So the pre-fatigue and the post-fatigue are techniques to maximally fatigue your muscle fibers out. The pre-fatigue is a great technique to use, especially if you really want to get that mind-muscle intent. You want to understand which muscle is being used. If you are looking to grow bigger and to get more strength, it is often best to use a compound exercise before the isolation exercise. So a post-fatigue technique in this case, by doing the bench press first and then the cable crossovers, is a great way to build more muscle, hypertrophy, and to actually build more strength in the process. The pre-fatigue technique is great to establish a better mind-muscle connection, because after you have fatigued the chest out, per se, going to do a bench press, you would lift a significantly lighter weight. And so you will not be pressing for strength because you're already fatigued, but it's a great way to really connect your mind to the muscle you're focusing on. Technique number 2 is what we call a rest pause set. Now, a rest pause set is a method of intensification. That means that you choose a weight that you can perform for a given number of reps. Let's say your rep range that you choose is 10 reps. You choose a weight that you can perform for 10 reps max, so it's a 10 RM. Once you finish that particular set, you actually rest, drop the weights down, and you might rest for about 15 to 20 seconds. Then get back into pressing the exact same weight again for as many reps as you can. Now, typically for a rest pause, you might do a single rest pause or a double rest pause. Remember, the weight is exactly the same that you're using. You're taking a pause in between to allow your energy to regenerate and get as many reps as you can. So essentially, you will be fatiguing the muscle out by using the same weight over a succession of repetitions. Technique number 3, and the last one that we're going to be talking about today, is drop sets. Drop sets is a very similar concept to a rest pause set. The only difference is that the weight is being dropped. So essentially, if let's say I'm doing a bench press, going back to the same example of a bench press, I might start off with 60 kilos benching a bench press. Once I'm fatigued with 60 kilos, I will then pull off some weight and then continue as many repetitions as I can. Now, the weight drop tends to be about 15 to 20%. The problem with a drop set is that most people, after they drop the weight, they perform a number of reps which is quite unclear. They don't actually have an objective number of reps they want to perform. And so when they perform the exercise itself, they might feel, okay, look, I'm fatigued and I'm just going to stop after 3 reps or 4 reps. It's very important that when you perform a drop set, that you make sure you choose the number of reps that you actually want to perform and use that as a target. So for example, if I'm performing a 10 RM of a particular weight, dropping the weight by 15 to 20%, I want to aim for at least 5 reps in the next set. Now, the rest time is really based on how fast I can strip the weights off and jump back in. If you have spotters, people who can help you strip the weights, that will be more effective in a drop set. Once the weights are being stripped, perform the desired number of reps that you have aimed for. If it's 5 reps, aim for 5 reps. Make sure you hit it at least. So that's very, very important because, again, like I said, most people tend to give up mentally because they feel, hey, I've done 3 reps and I should stop. It's not because from a muscular basis, they're actually fatigued. It's just more from a mental basis. So in a drop set sense, make sure that your drop sets are being chosen prior to performing the drop set itself. You know how many reps you want and you're gonna get the maximal benefit. Use these 3 techniques to achieve not just hypertrophy, but really get that juicy pump that you're looking for. If your pump is effective through these 3 techniques, you will be able to elicit the desired growth, the muscular growth that you're aiming for, but walk out of the gym feeling like you've done a sensational session. This is all about juicy muscles. Enjoy with these 3 techniques and I'll see you in our next YouTube video. Do you know the most frustrating thing about fitness? It's when you're diving head in, giving it all you have, but are not achieving the same amazing results that your friend is. The worst part about that, they're doing exactly the same thing that you are. Now, I've been there and I've done that, and I've made a whole ton of mistakes in doing so. You will not have to go through the same route. In this channel, I will be covering training, nutrition, application, giving you the what to do's, what not to do's, and debunking the bro science and false hype. Here is where you accelerate your results. This paired with the learning platform I've just launched, learnasp.com, will help you understand your body better and tailor the application to yourself. Rediscover fitness, science-driven, easily relatable, and highly applicable.